Hello all YouTubers, I am the Weather Dude. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for tuning in back to my video for the first day of February. Real quick, I just want to dedicate this part of the video to my dad who helped me get my fabulous new cover picture that I have. If you haven't seen it already, please go check it out. It looks really cool. As always, please consider clicking the subscribe button right here. Also liking, commenting, and sharing all my videos. So let's get started here. So today's video we're going to talk about briefly a little bit about snowfall. And then we are going to really get in depth with the temperatures. The temperature forecast and how it's going to get warmer this weekend and next week. And then when our next Arctic cold blast could come through. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, so this is the Winter Storm Severity Index. This is by the Weather Prediction Center. Okay. The weather.gov National Weather Service. And so you can see the severity of the storm, it was kept a little bit farther south, but like here in Delaware, like especially in the northern part, like I'm looking outside right now and it's still snowing. Okay, and it was supposed to stop snowing 3 hours ago. The precipitation they were saying like it's gonna be all broken up and it wasn't gonna be that much. But actually we got a lot more than I expected. I have about 2 or 3 inches on the ground right now, and they were calling for like a ½ inch to an inch. So I'm glad I stuck with my gut because I knew we were gonna get more snow. Anyway, so here this light shaded green is like a limited, so like not much, but still greater than 0. On the severity index, again, southern Delaware, Jersey Shore is a minor for the winter storm severity index for this particular storm. If you go to the snow amount, though, that basically the whole state of Delaware and southern Jersey was in that minor area for snow amounts. So that's where the highest snow amounts were. Delaware, eastern Maryland, by the eastern side of the Chesapeake, the whole state of Delaware. The northern part of Maryland, like around Ocean City, Salisbury, and also up to Atlantic City. That's where the highest snow totals were for this storm. Obviously, if you go back to the west, the mountains of West Virginia and southern Pennsylvania, and back towards Ohio, got higher, but that is off this map. The rest of this area got about a coating, okay, maybe an inch, in that light green, that limited area. There is a slight threat for blowing snow, okay, it's very scattered, it's limited, it's not going to be that much. Blowing snow, in case you're a complete beginner, it's basically just when the wind blows the snow that is already on the ground around you. So that's basically what the blowing snow means. So like I said, I'm going to actually get all the snowfall stuff out of the way now, so I can get to the temperatures more in depth later in the video. So you can kind of see through today, you can see this is from the EPS model. Again, there was that snowfall from today. And watch as we head towards like about a week from now, we could see another storm up in the Rockies. Okay, so that could be something to be concerned about. And also that could pull up into the eastern United States, and there could be like a wintry mixed bag of ice and snow for the northern New England and also around Minnesota, potentially, as we head into early next week. And maybe even this weekend as soon as that. But again, maximum 50 inches as up in the Sierra. Okay, so you can see this a little bit better. Again, a lot of the snow is pinned up into Canada, because we're going to have a warm surge that's going to squash all that snow farther to the north. And the reason why this particular storm that we had today, that Clipper system, the reason why the precipitation was so far south is because we had a low, okay, that tracked through the southern area. Okay, it's not just that. We also had a high pressure part to the north, which is what I was watching, and it threw down that northern wind that just kept that precipitation squashed to the south. I'm going to give you a moment to think about what other winter storm did that. I want you to let me know if you know what storm that was. And I will tell you towards the end of the video what storm that was that kept that precipitation squashed to the south. It was a storm from this season. I'll give you a clue. See if you can figure that out. Anyway, so as we head towards the Howard 300, maybe this is like towards the middle of February when I think things are really going to get in depth with the cold and the snow. And we could even see another major snowstorm potentially move through the east. But that's very far out. Now to the good part of the video, the temperature aspect. So we're going to see some warmth return, and then the cold comes back again. So watch. So the cold air should leave by Saturday to Sunday. Saturday could be a little bit cooler, but nowhere near as brutal as we had during the Arctic outbreak. But you can see back to the west, in the plains, upper Midwest, it is warm. We're talking about like 12 to 20 degrees above average. The warmth feels so nice. Gonna have to watch though, because the warmth up in the upper Midwest plains where it's been like so brutally cold, like Chicago and Detroit got down to -20s for actual temperatures. The wind chills were down like -40. You got to watch because we could see some flooding because all the ice from the rivers and the ponds and the lakes are all gonna be frozen over. And once it melts, it could potentially create some flooding because it's gonna create more water as it melts. And the potential for some rain in some areas could enhance that flooding threat even more. Just keep that in mind. That's why you gotta watch out for the warmth that comes after the cold. Could produce some flooding, even if it's not raining. But you can already see it. I mean, like, this is about 2.5, 3-ish days from now. And here comes the next Arctic invasion. It's only in the Dakotas. Okay, you can still see out ahead of it. It's warm. Okay, this is your jet stream going like that. And then it goes like that. Okay, very sloppy jet stream. Okay, but it still gives you the idea. There, make it better. There we go. Okay, and you're going to kind of have a low that rides along that jet stream. And because it's going to track so far north, that's why the wintry mess is going to be focused in on the upper Midwest. And a lot of areas to the south are going to see rain. Now, watch that Arctic invasion it just pummels through the upper Midwest. And by now, hour 90, you got it down in Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, the Dakotas, UP, Michigan, which is the upper peninsula right here. And also northern Wisconsin. Now, the temperatures aren't too bad. Okay, they're still going to be significantly cold at times. Okay, whoa, what was that? Anyway, so they can be as low as 16 to 20, even 25 degrees below average. But watch the Arctic invasion. It almost kind of just stalls in the upper Midwest. Okay, so before it gets to the east, we could see the temperatures fall back to average around middle next week. And then as we head forward, about a week from now, so this is like after like the end of the first week of February, there's the cold. It's finally coming back. And it's a sharp cold front too. Here's the cold front. You can almost kind of see it. Okay, you got super warm air out ahead of it, super cold air behind it. Okay, I'm not going to get too far in depth because that was just one model. I'm going to show you many more models. This is the CMC model, the GEM model. And you can almost kind of see, again, hour 84. You can almost kind of see how the cold air is getting squashed down into Iowa, as far south as Iowa, and Kansas, and even northern Missouri. And then we see things kind of start to moderate. And when they start to moderate over here, that means the cold air is trapped up in the Dakotas, upper Midwest. And then, and even in the northern plains as well. And then, once it's saying, okay, I'm not letting you stop me anymore. And then finally, so it's going to come through, pretend like it's going to come through, start to back off so that the east can continue to warm up. And it's going to be like, boom, like nothing's stopping me now. It's just going to come all the way through the east with a full force here. 20 plus degrees below average in some spots in the pinkish color. So something to watch. Okay, FV3 GFS model. Okay, again, they all show kind of the same thing. Okay, I have to use the 12-0 because the 18-0 is not quite done coming out yet. I do not believe. Because I do want it to go. Yeah, it's only going out about 4 days. So we're gonna just use the 12Z run. Okay, the FV3 GFS is one of those models that can change a lot. So that's why you gotta watch them. Okay, so again, same thing. Hour 72. There comes that cold shot of Arctic air. Okay, and it's gonna pretend like it's coming through, right? It actually might get pretty far south. It might even get to Oklahoma corner of this model. FV3 GFS is experimental. It is not very trustworthy, but I still like to look at it once in a while. Oh, sorry about that. And then, so after first shot comes through, things start to moderate, and then boom, there it comes. It's saying, okay, warmth, I'm not letting you mess with me anymore. And there it is, all the cold. That's still up to the west, and we could even see a little bit cooler air around UP and Michigan, and also in the Great Lakes. And then it really comes through, finally, as we had about it towards the, so I think towards the second week of February. First week of February is going to be pretty warm from now on. And then by the time we had second week of February on forward, so at least through the end of February, so this is kind of like my February forecast right here in under 30 seconds. So basically, it's going to be, first week of February is going to be warm in a lot of areas in the east, maybe cold air towards the Dakotas. Second week of February on to through the end of February, I think it will be cold and snowy potentially in a lot of areas. So this is the model viewer. Okay, now on the weather models, website I really like. This is right now the EPS model, and this shows temperatures that are very cold in the east and very warm in the west. Okay, so warm in west and cold in the east. Do not let that fool you, though. Okay, so here's the equator just stuck in the east, and then there it is over in the west. But do not let this fool you, because things will change. Okay, things will change. Southeast is kind of, it's okay, a few degrees above average. We're not doing bad. Okay, but as we head through time, temperatures will warm up even more. Okay, this is hour 120. This is 5 days from now. So 5 days from me making this video right now. So, and it really start to warm up, actually. Some spots could get 30 plus degrees, 25 plus degrees above average. So those frozen ponds, frozen lakes, any kind of frozen water will melt. Okay, and I will actually get to the actual temperatures as well. So like you can see how warm temperatures actually are. Like 30, if you're in an area that's so cold, like Greenland, and you have 30 degrees above average, well, it's still going to be cold, but warmer than what you're used to. Anyway, so as we head through time, this model's really saying no cold shots, actually. It's like after this cold shot here that we're having today, and maybe even through Saturday, the cold really won't come back according to the Euro. This is the Euro Ensemble model, the EPS model. Okay, so like this is just like the GFS Ensemble, where it blends all 30 different models, except that I'm sure that they blend different models than what the GFS Ensemble does, because again, Euro and GFS are big rivals. Anyway, so here is a nice cold front. It's very distinct. Actually, that was not a good cold front. I'm going to draw that again, so you can kind of see it. And out ahead of it, we got 20 plus degrees above average. Okay, this is the end of the first week of February. Okay, there's this line here that I just drew is our cold front. Okay, and behind it, right behind it, it's still kind of, it's like a few degrees above average, few degrees below average, not too bad. And then once you get farther behind it, though, we're talking about 15 degrees below average or worse. And in Dakotas could even be 30 degrees below average. So again, that is something to really watch out for. And then eventually, as we head towards the end of the loop, this is actually 8 days from now, because this is kind of old, because this is as far as I can get. So this is 8 days from now. This is on February 9th. So this is next Saturday, around the late morning, mid-morning. And you kind of see the cold is finally back to the east, and we have a brief warm-up. Okay, but I'm not going to go too far out, like a lot of people do, because that's when people start to depend on you, because like, oh, a lot of snow, and then when the storm comes, there's nothing there. So I'm not going to get too much far ahead in time. I will go out 8 days. So that was the EPS Euro Ensemble model. Okay, excuse me, that was the Euro model I just showed you. Now we're going to go to the Euro Ensemble model. Okay, so, sorry, that was actually the Euro model. I meant to say, this is the Euro Ensemble model, the EPS like I was just telling you about. And the reason why it looks so smoothed out is because, like I just explained to you, this is a blend of 30 plus different models. So it's going to look kind of smooth, like a higher resolution, or excuse me, lower resolution. So, again, right now, cold air is trapped in the east. It will get its butt kicked out. Watch this right there. And it's going to stick around. Okay, so Euro and the EPS, okay, I could actually mistake them all I want, because they're pretty much saying the same thing. Okay, the warm air could stick around for another week. And then after that, so till the first week of February, and then after that, the cold is expected to come back. So February, I know like the weather company IBM Business is saying brutally below average for February. And I do agree with. I don't think it's going to be brutal, but it will be very cold at times. And another little warm shot, and another little cold shot as we head towards the second week of February. But again, I'm not going to get into it too much in detail. Now, the actual temperatures. The Euro Ensemble model does not give a map on actual temperatures, but the Euro model itself does. So that's what I'm going to show you. So here we are right now. Okay, I'm going to give you the current temperatures right now. I know that box annoys me so much. If I do this, the box goes away. Anyway, so anywhere, if you're any shade of that, even if it's a brightest red color, that means you're below 32 degrees or less than or equal to 32 degrees, as I learned in math. Anyway, but the northern New England, UP, Michigan, up there, that purplish color, 10 degrees, which is pretty cold, but if you live up there, we've seen much worse. And that cold air, the cold air is right like around negative 30s, that's trapped all the way up in Canada. And the lowest temperature is probably up in Canada, negative 34 degrees. Okay, and the highest temperature is 93, somewhere in the south. Okay, I don't really want to get into all that in detail. But watch as we warm up. Okay, this is going to get interesting. If we had our 120, we'll do. Okay, open it up. And temperatures are pretty warm. And you're gonna have this nice little this little shuttle warm air right from the south. It's not really a jet stream, but you can kind of see. And temperatures in like Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Indiana could be anywhere from 45 to 55 degrees. So that's a nice big warm compared to what we have. But since it's been so cold for so long before, for like now the past even week, even temperatures in the 40s. If you don't have any sunlight, the temperature, it's going to take longer for that ice to melt. Like, I remember it was 40 degrees here and cloudy, and I have a frozen pond right outside my house, and it was still frozen the whole day. But then again, I had another day where it was like 28 degrees and sunny, and the frozen pond started melting. So it's all about that sunlight and that sun angle as well. Okay, to wrap up my video, I'm going to take you to the end of this loop. Okay, and you can see, finally, as we had about week, maybe a week and 2 days from now, it's about maybe 8 to 10 days from now, maybe like a week or so, and you can kind of see, and the cold air is going to come back, okay, maybe like -10, -20 degrees in the Dakotas, okay, coldest temperature is -39.6, warmest temperature is 82, but you can still see, we're going to have that nice little cold front, okay, somewhere around there. That'll probably not be the actual cold front. It will change. Okay, coming out of the south, we got some nice warm air. Right behind it, we got some nice cold air. So I'm sure a low will form somewhere there and produce some snow or ice or rain, but I'm not going to get too far into that in depth. Anyway, thank you guys for watching today's video. Oh, thank you. Okay. Thank you for all the support you guys have had for me so far. I truly, really appreciate it. Again, as always, please consider subscribing. I am DeWeatherDude, signing off. Till next time.